All right. 1 2 1 2. Back up in this piece. Yours truly. Now there is a Patreon version to this, but we're gonna keep this PG-13 over here. But let's get into this Leon Rose and the uh-oh. Now, Leon Rose versus Danny Ainge. And I'm sitting here trying to figure out what in the world is going on here. Huh. Alright, well maybe that's it. But yeah. The strangest deal ever done. Well, that was never done in the history of mankind in trades. Well, you got to look at this. The Knicks backcourt was supposed to be Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell. That was supposed to be it. That was what the Knicks was supposed to look like in the backcourt. RJ Barrett, Obi Topping were on their way out and headed to Utah. Donovan Mitchell requested a trade. He was unhappy. He didn't want any part of this reboot of the Utah Jazz once they got new ownership, new direction. Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell didn't get along, and it hurt them when it came playoff time. So he wanted out. The first team was the Miami Heat. Pat Riley was getting rid of Tyler Hero. And they was going to get Donovan Mitchell, who actually practices with Bam and Jimmy Butler. That was his first team of choice when informing the Jazz of a place he would like to go. Miami. That was the first one. So they tried to make that happen. Danny Ainge started dealing with Pat Riley. And what Pat doesn't like is when you tell him something and then you try to swindle him and keep asking for more things to see how much Pat is going to kick in. First off, Danny Ainge was livid at Dwayne Wade, thinking Dwayne Wade was conspiring with Pat Riley to try to get Donovan Mitchell to Miami in the first place. And he was like, I haven't even talked to Pat really since I've retired. We haven't had any phone contact, nothing. So there's no real anything there, So that was the basis of that was just weird. That Danny Ainge didn't know if he could trust Dwayne Wade. So just because of that, and he felt that, oh, you tried to stab me in the back. He wasn't going to send Donovan Mitchell to Pat Riley. Oh, I'm not going to do that. Dwayne Wade and him probably conspired to do all that. Not sending him to Miami. Now, the Knicks, they want him. They got a good deal. They got good players that we could build around. I like this RJ Barrett kid. We could work with him, sign him to a good, reasonable contract. And, he got a good father, come from good school. They liked RJ Barrett. This is a good kid they could work around. So, him, OB Topping, we got some guys that got some size, who's athletic. He can get up and down the court. He can be big on the inside. Great assets, right? All they missing was the draft picks. So it kept going back and forth and kept getting real strange. Because the Knicks thought they had a deal. Everybody in the press is saying, oh, he's going to the Knicks. The Knicks is sending him there, and it was all perfect. Like, everyone thought he was going to the Knicks. Then you saw Leon Rose sit in the crowd with Jalen Brunson's father and his daughter. Now, Jalen Brunson wasn't even with the Knicks yet. They're sitting there like they're scouting him, which really didn't make a lot of sense. And then the other fact is that Donovan Mitchell is actually playing that game, and they're like sitting there like they're watching him play in Utah. And that's like, in the NBA, that's like really disrespectful. It's not like college where you can go scout. Do you need to sit down and watch Donovan Mitchell play a game to decide if like, yeah, I gotta come scout him and see what's. It's the NBA. This ain't college or high school where you gotta sit there. You don't really know the kid. This is the NBA. There's footage. You know what this guy is and what he isn't. I mean, since a rookie, they know exactly what Donovan Mitchell was in training camp as a rookie. Now, what I saw might have been a little bit different than what everybody else saw. But I knew this kid was the goods. So they're going back and forth. And while they're going back and forth, hold on. Yep, that's what I thought it was. Sorry about that. Now, after this, Danny Ainge was completely PO'd. So now that he was ticked off about all of this, he was like gone on what you would call a hiatus. Like, he wasn't responding back. He was dragging his feet on the deal. Meanwhile, he was trying to feed out and get other fillers to who wanted him. But they're in the dark thinking everything is fine. So they don't know. So as this is going on, they're making calls. and they're saying, "Oh well, Danny is." He gets like one of the assistants or general managers, and they said, "We apologize. We're trying to finalize a couple of things here, but Danny's, taking some personal days off. Danny Ainge had, a heart attack when he was with the Celtics, which caused him to basically step down from his position. So when he stepped down, it changed a lot when it came to dealing with the pressing of the situation. The energy level was different. They didn't press as much. They let it go. They was like, okay, don't push. Let this, the guy had a heart attack before. So if he's having some health issues, we get it, we understand. It's only right. So now, when the situation presents itself, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they see that Cleveland has entered the mix. And it's a weird situation, but they've offered Isaac Okoro, you know, Karis LeVert, and wings like that was in position. And the Knicks had, you know, they were out there, all of these different situations that was conspiring, and they were like, "What is this?" So they reached out, and Dolan had told Leon Rose like he's not gonna sell, he's not gonna trade to you Donovan Mitchell. He's like, I know Danny Ainge, and this is how he does business. If you tick him off in any way, he's going to clam up. So Kobe Altman, who's the general manager over there, and was like, "Hey, we got an incredible opportunity that was presented to us by the Utah Jazz." The Jazz reached out to them for this deal, and they said, "Wow, this is an opportunity because we were getting ready to move a couple of pieces. This actually fits and helps us out tremendously." Um, and the Knicks were sitting back waiting, thinking, "Okay, the offer's out there," thinking that we're going to get a counter offer, and they would not even no phone call from Utah to the Knicks or back and forth. So Leon Rose was like, "F it, f this, man." They signed R.J. Barrett to a 4-year deal worth up to 120 before it was even announced what they were doing with Donovan Mitchell because he already knew. So they got out of the deal by signing R.J. Barrett immediately. Called his agent in the middle of the night, and that was that. Now, he had just signed Jalen Brunson, but first he signed his father like a couple of weeks after. His father was his first client he ever had when he came into the game. See, Leon Rose is playing this like he's still an agent. Like a lot of this stuff you're doing is like basically illegal. Or does not, it's not illegal, but it's frowned upon. It's not like the courtesy of how things are done in the NBA. Um, and that's just the way that is. But it looks weird to everyone else in the game. Now the Cavs sent Colin Sexton and Laurie Marketing over there with the what's his name, Abigail. They had a first round picks in 2025 2027, and 2029, and a first round swap pick in 2026 and 2028 for Donovan Mitchell. Now, Donovan Mitchell did not know he was going to the Cavs. The Cavs was not a team he was thinking about when they made this deal, but it was the perfect fit for him. They needed somebody to be a leader. Garland is great, Mobley, but they're young. And they're not leaders. Not at all. So now you got someone who they believe also is a leader. And everyone's playing to perfection. Utah Jazz look great, but Leon Rose feels like he's embarrassed, and he's going to make the Utah Jazz pay. He's going to use every connection he got with every client he has to not deal with the Utah Jazz. Danny Ainge has not seen the last of Leon Rose. Leon Rose's daughter went and made a post and just called him a snake. Well, when someone has just do snake things and do sneaky stuff, you don't really want to deal with it. So this woman came out and said this about Leon Rose. That's kind of like a shocking awe moment. So, I understand it. It is what it is. But to me, it makes more sense to try to work out and do business together. But Leon Rose, one, has to learn how to communicate or learn how things are done in the NBA. Like I said, there is a Patreon version to this that's a little bit more blunt and to the point. But everything else is, you know, it is what it is. So I want to say thank you guys again. Hopefully you guys go to the Casino for Life Patreon. Hit the like button, subscribe to the page. And if you're new here, this is how we get down. I'm out.